Filming can be quite hard. Scripting, filming, running back to your camera, putting focus, editing, you have to do everything.
It's like having a relationship with your camera where you do all the work. A toxic one.
In this video I want to show you how you can film yourself more easily and maybe even have more fun, because that's why we do it. First of all you need is a camera or phone and a tripod. That's basically it. How do I start? First up, we need some kind of story. A story needs a structure and should be engaging. I always like it to break it down into 3 parts. Beginning, a good hook with fast pacing where everything starts and a problem is introduced. The middle, this is where you explain and dive into the problem a bit. And the end, resolve the problem from the beginning. This doesn't have to be a happy ending though. Well, let's go on. It can take a while until you find a good story. I always try to get some ideas when I talk with friends, make notes at random moments.
And then she broke up with me. Bro.
Creativity is just right like that sometimes. I can tell you that, a Shotlist. We don't want to get into a situation where we don't know what we want to shoot. There's nothing worse than having no ideas, feeling overwhelmed and ending up scrolling on TikTok. We don't do that here. I use Milano to build a kind of shot list. Then I write my shots in my notes app, so I always have a backup if I forget anything and I'm like, meanwhile on a shoot. It can also help to print it out, just to have something physical in your hands. Depending on the project, I spend a lot or just a little time on this. But I always plan at least 3 shots per scene. We call that a sequence. Sequences help to follow a story clearly. To be honest, I just actually repeat the same thing over and over, just with a new angle. I always tend to do a few takes. Variety of shots gives you a better result and more to play with in the edit. Here's an example how I would film a sequence. The idea is I want to make a really good coffee because I feel tired. Simply, but it works. We start with a wide angle. It establishes the scene to let the audience know what is actually going on. Next one is the medium shot. We just go a little closer to see the emotion of our subject. Continuing with the close-up, the face fills the frame and we feel the emotion more tense. I like to use detail shots a lot. It just gives more variety within the sequence because we don't only see our subject. A top angle is an angle you don't usually see as a normal human being, so it's kinda interesting angle. Most importantly, end your sequence that it makes sense. In this case, we have our coffee. Filming yourself is the main thing, but why haven't we talked about it earlier? Because filming is the result of all the other steps. Tripods are a lifesaver when filming alone. And yeah, it can feel awkward at first, especially in public. But you kinda just have to act. And you're basically your own director, which is basically cool. And if you feel like you don't have the gear, I used to feel that way too. Just improvise. No tripod, stack some box. No reflector, use your laundry basket. No camera, well, you're fucked. Use your phone. Now we're at my favorite part. Editing. And it's all about timing. Music sets that timing. It's always the first thing I look for. It leads the video, sets the vibe, it's half the video. Sound design is so huge too. I personally use Premiere Pro. Why? I don't know. It just feels like home. But what else is important? Lighting. Lighting is super important for your videos. It just gives your picture, your film, just more depth, more story, and you can do so much cool stuff with that. First thing I always do is to control my light. So the first thing we can do is to close the shutters here. Now we have only the main light source. Sometimes I use a fill light. Wait a second. And here we have like a fill light. It's pretty harsh right now. I don't use it that much, but I like to be like sometimes flexible. And then you're like to see here, it's like much more lit up and more bright. Desk lamps. Desk lamps are like very cool actually, just to give like a very authentic vibe to your picture. What I also sometimes do is to use a flag just to create like more soft shadows on the side. Where I will come closer to you. This is with the flag actually, and this is without the flag. And you see, it's not like a big difference, but I'll just love to have like a soft shadow sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it's pretty cool. But it still looks good, and this is like the main thing we want to have. Like good lights with low effort. Thank you very much for watching this video. Highly appreciate it. And yeah, it took me a while. One thing that was really important to me to finish this video, it took me like 4 months or something, at least. and I still wanted to finish it at one point because it was very important to me to do it, because otherwise it would be like so sad to start a project and not finishing it. I just want to encourage you to do this as well, and maybe you go through something similar and you have this one project which you didn't finish, and yeah, procrastinate about it in a way because life is just busy. Alright, thank you very much for watching this again, and see you in the next one. Bye.